Hello students, in this video we are going to see the Thiruvalluvar University first year syllabus BLE 10 unit 2 third poetry O Captain My Captain. Yes, it was written by Walt Whittman. O Captain My Captain. As usual, let us see the Tamil explanation first. Okay. O Captain, My Captain. O Talaivare, Ennudaya Talaivare. That is the Tamil meaning for this poetry. And in the poem எழுதினவர் Walt Whitman. Abraham Lincoln தான் இங்க அந்த கேப்டன். இவர் வந்து இந்த போருக்கு போயிட்டு சுட்டு கொல்லப்பட்டு இறந்ததற்கான ஒரு புலம்பல் பாட்டு. அதாவது இட்ஸ் அ எலிஜி போயம். எலிஜி போயம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்க வருத்தமாக பாடுற பாட்டுன்னு அர்த்தம். கவிஞர் தன்னுடைய வருத்தத்தை கூறுகிறார். லிங்கன் அடிமைத்தனத்தின் முற்றிலும் எதிர்த்தார். அமெரிக்காவின் தெற்கு நாடுகளின் குழுவிற்கு எதிராக போராடி வெற்றி கொண்டார். அடிமைத்தனம் முற்றிலும் ஒழிக்கப்பட்டது. ஆனால் இந்த பெரும் முயற்சி சிறு வெற்றியாகும். ஏனெனில் லிங்கன் சமயவெறி கொண்ட ஒரு கயவனால் சுட்டு கொல்லப்பட்டார். ஒரு கப்பலின் உருவகம் தொடர்ந்து செயலாற்றும் விதம் என்னன்னு பாருங்க. லிங்கன் வெற்றி வாகை சூடிய தலைவராக காணப்படுகிறார். அமெரிக்கா என்னும் கப்பல் அநேக நெருக்கடிகள் மற்றும் உழைப்பு கடுமைகளாலும் இயநிலை மாறுதல்களால் தேயுறப்பட்டது. இறுதியில் துறைமுகம் வந்தடைந்தது. இவ்வுருவத்தின் பொருளானது அடிமைத்தனம் ஒழித்து கட்டப்பட்டது என்பது பொருளாகும் மற்றும் நாடு சட்டப்படி நன்கு உறுதிப்படுத்தப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. ஸோ this is it. அண்ட் மாய தோற்றத்திற்கும் மெய்மைக்கும் உள்ள வேறுபாடுகள் என்னன்னு சொல்றாரு பாருங்க. கடற்கரையில் கூடியிருக்கும் மக்கள் இங்கு நிகழ்ந்த துன்பக் கதையை பற்றி அறியாத நிலையில் இருக்கின்றனர். அவர்கள் அனைவரும் மகிழ்ச்சியில் இருக்கின்றனர். தங்களின் பாசமிகு தலைவரின் முகத் தோற்றத்தை காண்பதற்கு ஆவலுடன் காத்து கொண்டு இருந்தனர். கொடிகளை கையில் பிடித்து கொண்டும் ஆட்டிக்கொண்டும் எக்காலத்தை ஊதிக்கொண்டும் பூச்செண்டுகள் மற்றும் மலர் வளையங்களுடன் தங்களுடைய தலைவரை வரவேற்பதற்காக கூட்டமாக கடற்கரையில் காத்திருந்தனர். லிங்கன் தூங்கி கொண்டிருக்கிறார் என கவிஞர் நினைக்கிறார். கவிஞர் லிங்கனுடைய தலையின் அடியில் தனது கையை வைத்து அவரை எழுப்ப முயற்சிக்கிறார். அவருடைய உதடுகள் அசையாமல் இருக்கின்றன. அவருடைய நாடி துடிப்பு நின்றுவிட்டது. இவ்வகையான உறுதியான அடையாளங்கள் லிங்கன் இறந்து விட்டார் என்று தெரிகிறது. இரத்த துளி சிதறடிப்புகள் கப்பல் தளத்தில் வருத்தம் நிறைந்த முகத்துடன் லிங்கனை இறந்த உடல் இருக்கும் இடத்தை நோக்கி கவிஞர் நடந்து செல்கிறார். இந்த வருத்தமான தொடியுடன் தான் இந்த போயட்ரி அமைஞ்சிருக்கு. ஸோ ஆத்தர் வந்து ரொம்ப வருத்தப்பட்டு அழுது கவலையோட தன்னுடைய லீடர் கேப்டன் செத்து போனதுக்கு வருந்தி பாடுற போயட்ரி தான் இந்த ஓ கேப்டன் மை கேப்டன். ஓகே, now let us pass on to the author introduction. Walt Whitman, he was born in the year 1819 and died at the year 1892, and he was born in a farming community near Huntington, Long Island. It's a Long Island. When he was 4 years, the family moved to Brooklyn, and a ferry ride across took him from Brooklyn to Manhattan Island. His father, a carpenter, and he was a hard-working, kind-hearted gentleman, and his mother was a loving, practical woman. Whitman had little formal education and started work as an office boy and subsequently worked as a printer, wandering school teacher, and contributor to an editor of various magazines. He entered into politics as a Democrat and traveled to New Orleans in 1848. He returned to New York via St. Louis and Chicago, and the experience of the frontier merged with his admiration for Emerson to produce the first edition of Leaves of Grass in the year 1855, followed by 6 further editions that were revised or added to the work, enlarging as the poet developed. He was admired for the great elegy on Lincoln when lilacs lost in the dooryard bloom ID. In spite of his achievement, Whitman was disregarded by the public at large. His reputation began to rise after recognition in England. The free, vigorous sweep of his verse conveys subjects at once national pioneers, mystical, sexual, and deeply personal, and his work proved a liberating force for many of his successors. And including H. Miller, D.H. Lawrence, and H. Crane, Whitman never married in December 1891. He has ill with congestion of the lungs, and he passed away on 26th March 1892. Let us see the gist of the poetry. The poem "O Captain, My Captain" is a passionate cry of sorrow at the tragic assassination of Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents of the United States. The tragedy occurred after the country took a great victory in the Civil War, which was taken place in 1865. Whitman's elegy attained greater popularity because of its regular stanzoic form, rhythmic pattern, and refrain. It tells of the ship of state arriving safely into port after a perilous voyage, with the people all exulting and eager to welcome the captain who lies on the deck. Let us see the lines and the paraphrase of the poetry. Let us see the first 4 lines. Lines 1 to 4. Captain, my captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship was weathered every rack. The prize we sought is won. The port is near. The bells I hear. The people are exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. So this is the first 4 lines. Let us see the paraphrase of these lines. The poet addresses Abraham Lincoln, calling him Captain of America. The terrible Civil War is over. America has successfully passed through the dislocation caused by the Civil War. The prize that they sought, namely the emancipation of the Negro slaves, has been won. They have reached their goal. The people are happy. They are ringing bells, indicating their joy. They are looking at the ship that has taken part in the Civil War with grim courage. This is taken place in the first 4 lines. Let us pass on to the 5 to 8 lines. 8th line. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. So this is the lines. Let us see the paraphrase of these lines. The poet realizes that what he sees is not the ship of victory, but the ship of mourning, carrying the dead body of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln is lying cold and dead on the deck. His body is still bleeding. The deck is smeared with drops of blood. This is the lines 5 to 8. Let us pass on to the lines up to 10. Oh captain, my captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you bouquets and ribbon wreaths, for you the shores are crowding, for you they call the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head, it is some dream that on the deck you have fallen cold and dead. My captain doesn't answer, his lips are pale and still. My father doesn't feel my harm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells. But I, with mournful tread, walk the deck. My captain lies, fallen cold and dead. Let us see the explanation to these lines. The poet speaks to the dead body. He fancies that Lincoln is only sleeping. He tries to wake up Lincoln, saying that the people are excitedly waving the American flag and playing on the bugle, carrying bouquets and ribboned garlands to greet their leader. They are milling on the shores, eagerly waiting to have a glimpse of their victorious leader. The poet thinks that the death of Lincoln is only a dream. He fancies that Lincoln is merely sleeping. He lays his hand under Lincoln's head in an effort to wake him and raise him. Lincoln doesn't answer. He doesn't feel the poet's arm placed under his head. He has no pulse at all. His lips are pale and still he is surely dead. The ship is safe and sound. America is safe now. The war has been won. But the irony is that their leader is dead. People are shouting and singing exultantly, but the poet is weeping, walking round the dead body of Lincoln on the deck. So this is the poetic lines explanation. And let us see it in a nutshell. "O Captain, my Captain" is an elegy in which the poet mourns the death of his beloved leader, Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln opposed slavery and nail. The Civil War that he fought against the southern states ended victoriously. Slavery was astonished, but it was a Pyrrhic victory. For Lincoln was shot by a fanatic. Lincoln is viewed a victorious captain. America is the ship that has successfully weathered many stresses and strains and finally reached the port. The meaning of his metaphor is that slavery has been abolished and the nation is well established. The people gathered on the shores are ignorant of the tragedy that has occurred. They are exultant because they can catch a glimpse of their beloved leader. They are waving flags, blowing bugles, and waiting with banquets and wreaths to receive their leader. For a few seconds, the poet is also infected by the illusion of the crowds. He thinks that Lincoln is merely sleeping. He puts his hand under Lincoln's head in an effort to wake him up. His lips are still. He has lost its pulse. These are undoubtedly signs that he has died. The poet mournfully walks the blood-spattered deck where Lincoln's dead body is lying. On his sad note, the poem ends. So this is the poem by Walt Whitman, "O Captain, my Captain." Thank you. Thank you one and all.